Your phone is buzzing with notifications, emails from your boss, texts from your friends, a missed call from your family. Everyone needs a piece of you right now. You feel pulled in 1,000 directions, drowning in the pressure to be everything to everyone. The unspoken expectation is that you are available 24/7, a constantly open tab in the browser of other people's lives. But what if the ancient secret to avoiding burnout and finding your true path isn't about learning to do more, but about having the courage to disappear? There's a silent epidemic spreading through our generation, and it's not just stress. It's a kind of deep, psychic exhaustion. We call it burnout. It's that feeling of being emotionally, physically, and mentally depleted by the constant pressure to perform, to respond, to show up, to keep all the plates spinning. For many of us, our sense of worth has become dangerously tangled up with our productivity and our availability. Saying yes feels like being a good person. Saying no feels like a moral failure, like we're letting someone down. This creates a terrible feedback loop. The more we give, the more is asked of us. The more we say yes, the more we are seen as the reliable one, the go-to person. We start building our entire identity, our social mask, around this role. It's the persona of the capable friend, the helpful employee, the supportive family member. And that persona feels good for a while, until it starts to feel like a cage. You find yourself lying awake at 3 a.m., not with excitement for the future, but with a gnawing anxiety about the 17 things you have to do tomorrow for other people. The quiet, secret question that haunts you in those moments is, amidst all this noise, amidst all these demands, where did I go? What is my purpose beyond just servicing the needs of others? This isn't just a time management problem. It's a soul-level crisis. It's the feeling of being spread so thin that you've become invisible to yourself, and finding a way back from that edge feels impossible. But there's a 2,000-year-old story, a brief 24-hour snapshot in a very famous life, that offers a surprisingly modern and profoundly practical blueprint for how to reclaim your energy, your purpose, and yourself. The story comes from the Gospel of Luke, and to understand its power, we have to look past the stained glass window version and see it as a raw, human sequence of events. It begins in the home of Simon Peter, one of Jesus' disciples. The atmosphere is tense. Simon's mother-in-law is sick with a severe fever. This isn't a minor cold. This is life-threatening. The family is desperate. Jesus enters, stands over her, and the story says he rebuked the fever. And just like that, it leaves her. The healing is so immediate and so total that she gets up and begins to serve them. Imagine the relief, the sheer joy in that house. Word travels fast. As the sun begins to set, a trickle of people turns into a flood. The story says, all who had people sick with various diseases brought them to him. Picture it. The entire town, carrying their loved ones, their hopes, their desperation, all converging on this one person. And for hours, Jesus meets that need. He doesn't turn anyone away. He lays his hands on each of them. He serves with complete presence and compassion. He pours himself out until the last person is healed, until the last demon is cast out, until the town is finally quiet under the stars. Now, based on everything our modern culture tells us, what should happen next? He should capitalize on the momentum. Post about it. Build the brand. Set up a permanent healing center in town. The people love him. They need him. He has found his market fit. He should stay. But he does the exact opposite. The text says, at daybreak, Jesus left and went to a deserted place. This is the single most important sentence in the story for us today. He didn't just step outside for some fresh air. He went to a place of profound solitude. After an intense period of output, of giving, of being on, he intentionally sought out emptiness. he disappeared. Of course, the people wake up and panic. Their miracle worker is gone. The source of their relief has vanished. So they form a search party. They hunt for him. And when they finally find him in his place of solitude, they do exactly what we would expect. They try to make him stay. They grab onto him, pleading, demanding. The text says they tried to prevent him from leaving them. They're not bad people. They're just desperate people. They are your overflowing email inbox. They are your family's expectations. They are your boss's just one more thing. Their need is real and legitimate, and they want to lock him into the role that serves their need. This is where the story provides its masterclass in purpose. Jesus, fresh from his solitude, recharged and recentered, looks at the grasping crowd and says with perfect clarity, "To the other towns also I must proclaim the good news of the kingdom of God, because for this purpose I have been sent." He gives them a boundary that is rooted in a purpose. He doesn't say, "I'm too tired." He doesn't say, "You people are too needy." He says, essentially, "I cannot be the person you want me to be, because I must be the person I was sent here to be." And with that, he leaves them and continues his journey. To see just how revolutionary this is, we can look at it through the lens of the great Swiss psychologist, Carl Jung. Jung gave us a vocabulary to understand this exact kind of inner struggle. First, Jung talked about the persona. The persona is your social mask. It's the version of yourself you present to the world to fit in and be accepted. In our world, this is our curated Instagram feed, our professional LinkedIn profile, our role as the funny one or the responsible one. The crowd in the story was trying to force Jesus into a persona, the persona of the local healer. It was a good role. It was useful. It was celebrated. But it was too small for his actual purpose. A major source of our modern anxiety comes from over-identifying with our persona. We forget that the mask isn't the real us, and we burn ourselves out trying to live up to its demands. In contrast to the persona, Jung spoke of the self. The self is the totality of who you are, your conscious and unconscious mind combined. It is the deep, authentic center of your being, the source of your truest purpose. While the persona is concerned with, what does the world want from me? The self asks, who am I really? What am I here to do? The entire journey of life, according to Jung, is a process he called individuation, the difficult, lifelong work of becoming the person you were truly meant to be, of differentiating yourself from the demands and expectations of the collective. So let's reread the story with this new language. Jesus performs the duties of his role, the persona, with incredible love and power. He heals the sick. He serves the collective. But he knows the persona is not the self. He knows that if he stays, the crowd's needs will define him. Their expectations will become his cage. So he makes a strategic retreat to the deserted place. What is this place psychologically? It is the inner landscape. It is the meditative space where you intentionally silence the noise of the collective. The voices, the expectations, the notifications, so you can reconnect with the voice of the self. It's a journey inward to recalibrate your internal compass. This act of retreat is not selfish. For someone on the path of individuation, it is as essential as breathing. It is where you recharge your psychic energy. When the crowd finds him, they are trying to drag him back into the smallness of the persona. Stay here. Be our healer. Their plea is the siren song of the collective, telling you to just stay where you are, to keep being the useful, predictable person they know. And Jesus' response, "I must go to the other towns, for this purpose I have been sent," is the sound of a healthy ego, in perfect alignment with the self. It's a declaration of his individuated purpose. He sets a powerful boundary, not out of anger or exhaustion, but out of clarity. The time in the deserted place refilled his well and reminded him of his true mission, giving him the strength to say no to the good in order to say yes to the great. This ancient story gives us a stunningly relevant three-step rhythm for a purposeful, non-burnt-out life. Step 1. Serve with presence. When you are working, when you are with family and friends, be fully there. Give your gifts generously. Like Jesus laying hands on each person, engage the world with compassion and integrity. Don't hold back. Step 2. Retreat with intention. This is the step we almost always miss. After a period of intense output, you must find your deserted place. You must schedule solitude. You must protect it fiercely from a world that wants you to be available 24/7. Your deserted place might not be a literal desert. It might be the 20-minute walk without a podcast. It might be journaling before anyone else wakes up. It might be turning your phone off for 1 hour every evening. It is any space, physical or mental, where you can disconnect from the demands of your persona and listen for the quiet voice of yourself. This is not a luxury. It is a non-negotiable act of psychic hygiene. Step 3. Re-emerge with purpose. The goal of the retreat isn't to escape the world forever. It's to return to it with clarity. The time in your deserted place will remind you of what truly matters. It will refill your energy and clarify your mission. And from that place of centeredness, you can set the boundaries you need to protect that mission. You learn to say no with grace and firmness, not because you're rejecting people, but because you are protecting the integrity of your purpose. Saying no to a project that isn't aligned with your goals isn't selfish. It's the act of saving your best energy for the work you were meant to do. Telling your friends you need a quiet night in isn't antisocial. It's an act of self-preservation that allows you to be a better friend in the long run. This is the profound permission this story offers us. It tells us that even the most purpose-driven person in history needed to retreat. That setting boundaries in service of a higher calling is not a weakness, but a sign of profound strength and self-knowledge. It models for us that the most generous thing we can offer the world is not the burnt-out, depleted scraps of a person who has said yes to everything, but the focused, energized, and authentic power of a person who has taken the time to connect with their true self. The world will always ask for more of you than you have to give. Your most sacred task is not to meet every demand, but to find that quiet, deserted place within you, so that when you return to the noise, you bring not just your hands, but your whole self. Thank you.